Hello everyone. Doing chartered accountancy by self-study is one of the difficult things to do. So if it hasn't handled properly, then it can either make or break your preparation entirely. And also, if you haven't dealt it properly, chances are that you are always forever stuck in this uh, course. I have 99% of the times I don't recommend self-study to anyone. So yeah. But yeah, nevertheless, let me tell you what are the three things that should be kept in mind when you are preparing chartered accountants previous self study, and this equally applies even for those who have taken the coaching. So let's jump into the topic without wasting further time. The first and foremost thing that you should be keeping in mind when you are preparing chartered accountancy by self study is uh, your source of materials. So usually what happens is that while preparing self study, goes and takes for different source of materials. One is the ICI source of material, then the questionnaires, then some notes, class notes of your friends or any person that you know, and then other teachers suggested materials and all those things. So making so and so pile of material will not help you in any way. And also from logical perspective also every material has a 90% the same 99% of the time same content, because everything comes from the ultimate bible and Bhagavad Gita of chartered accountancy, which is obviously the ICA materials, right? So it's not going to help you in any way doing so much of a material. So I sincerely suggest everyone to go for ICA materials wherever possible. But for some subjects which are exceptions like direct taxes, you can go for Banvar Buran or something which is very concise material, because you will be lost if you have your reading from a ICA material for direct taxes. And for auditing, maybe you can go for some questionnaires for like Pankaj Gar. So try to make ICS your base material, because they're very good and very reliable resources. Obviously, keeping some exception, I've told you. And also you can go and get some good question banks from any market whichever is available, but make ensure that you are not relying more than once as a source of material, and you may not even make so many short notes. Just don't get lost in it, because if you have if you are handling your source of material properly, then you will be saving at least two times more time than you should have been doing in self study. Those you are like, if you are going for a five different material, then you will be end up spending 2 or 3 times more than you should have been required. So that's why very conscious about the source of material that you are using. Then second suggestion that I will give you is the discipline, right? Whoever pursuing chartered accountancy, either maybe self study or doing coaching, but end up at the end of the day you have to do your self study for those 3 or 4 months, whatever time period that you will get. So discipline is very important, especially if you are doing self study from the beginning, because you usually what happens is the students tend to you know do multiple subjects at once, right? Because there are no people to guide them, they will tend to do multiple subjects at once. So I have read the law in the morning, then evening jump onto the SFM because law is boring. You're already exhausted in the evening. The other day do direct access or FR. So these all things will come. And second more, even within a particular subject also, you might be end up doing different chapters. One day you have read Ind AS 115, then it's so much of boring. So then immediately we'll go to PPE because it's very easy to remember. That can happen, and it is avoidable sometimes. But please remember that it's not going to help you in any way. Sometimes you may feel like you are doing so much of a content, or in terms of a quantity you are reading so much of things, but in quality perspective you are almost near to zero when it comes to what you are reading. That's why be very conscious about what you are reading, right? So choose a particular subject or chapter proper about after thorough analysis, and make in which of the order way you have to do each chapter, and decide what all content that you have to read there. So develop this disciplined approach. Otherwise you are just reading just for the sake of reading. You are not learning anything, because it's at the end what you reproduce on the answer paper is going to decide whether you will become a CA or not. So newspaper reading is not going to help you in any way, right? So that is the second advice that I'll give you. The last and final advice that I'll give you people is that you should be knowing how to read first of all, right? So this might sound little funny, because you have been so much of a journey, have been so much of a journey in your academics. So, but I personally experienced myself that I did not know how to read it properly. I wasted so much of our time. So usually what people do is we'll go and grab a book and start reading it directly, and then we start underlining that and again reading again and again reading. You know, there is a systematic approach as to how you should be doing, you know, study. First of all, whether it may self study or you have taken coaching, doesn't matter. You have, there is a systematic approach, and if you do it properly, you will be doing everything consciously, right? So if you're anything, if you're doing it consciously, then you are going to get a good results out of it. That's the reason. I'll tell you how I usually do self study by myself. So before going to any particular, let's say if there is an India's 115. So before directly going and grabbing the book and start reading, I'll go to YouTube and watch some videos, how 5-10 minutes videos as a summary to get familiarization with the India's 115. Because if I directly go into India's 115, I'll be completely lost. I will not understand anything. So that is the reason I'll watch as many videos as possible. Then secondly, after that is completed, now I'll go to the textbook or whatever the source I'm referring. I'll go and read the top headings, the major headings of the chapter, the synopsis first of all, and then I'll read the headings. Let's say five steps model we have, so those 5 steps I'll read. Then I'll try to make a sense of what this actually Indices 115 is about. The core of this 115 is all about that. I'll try to make a sense. This is the second step that I'll do. Then third step, I'll go to end of the chapter and read what are the questions available. And if I have a questioner, I'll read all the questions. It's fine if you, even if you don't understand any questions, but when you do this activity, you'll understand somehow what kind of questions that can be shoot up from this particular chapter. So you are preparing your mind and how what are the areas that you should be concentrating more. That you can do. Then finally, after this fourth step, you go and read even more detailed subheadings. Don't directly jump into the subject again. Then after that, as a fifth step, now you can start reading the content. So when you are reading the content, don't underline anything in the first attempt itself. In this, from the second attempt or preferably from the third attempt onwards, start underlining the content. Once you have done that, if you have from the second after the first attempt, usually you should be marking every question that you have, doubt you have, then solving that. So that's why second or third attempt you can underline anything. That's how you will be doing your self study first of all. In this way, if you do a systematic approach, you can easily understand anything. So try to solve as many questions as possible, because at the end, one thing that matters is how you are reproducing your answers on, right? So yep, that's how I would like to end my whatever the presentation is there. So just again summarize whatever that I have said. Be very conscious about the source of material. Don't go for more than one source of material, and you need not even make any short notes. That's for sure. And the second thing is be very disciplined in your preparations approach, right? So don't do every whatever birthday reading or whatever coming on way. Don't read anything whatever coming on way. Be very conscious what you subject you have to do, what chapter you have to do, how much you have to cover. All this very good at be very good at planning about this. And finally prepare an approach, write a systematic approach of how you want to prepare study. First of all, how you want to study particular chapter, particular, you know, topic and everything, because that's going to help you finally how much time you are going to save in your final preparation. These may not be visible directly in your, you know, preparation, but at the end these are the things that matters whether you will clear the examinations or not, right? So I hope you all will keep these things in your mind while preparing your chartered accountancy and clear the examination with flying colors. So this is Durga Prasad. I'm a chartered accountant by profession, working as a finance professional in IT company. So, Jai Hind. Thank you.